Hello adventure seekers, welcome to a new video. This time we are in Amman, the capital of Jordan. And in this video I am going to show you around the capital. I am going to tell you a few things about how to enter Jordan and a few tips that will definitely be very helpful for your trip here in Jordan. We are going to start this video here at a viewpoint to get an amazing view all over the city of Amman. Now, one thing that might be helpful to plan your trip to visit Jordan is best in either spring from March to May or in autumn, which will be from September until November, because in summer it can get extremely hot. I am here right now in July and the sun is super strong and it is definitely very hot, and during the winter months it can get super cold in the desert. So keep that in mind when planning your trip to Jordan. Entering Jordan is pretty straightforward. You will need a visa, but that one you will get at the airport for a fee of 40 dinar. With that visa, you are allowed to stay in the country for 30 days. You won't have to pay the visa fee if you have purchased the Jordan Pass in advance, but more about that in a little bit. For now, let's go up to the highest point of Amman to get to a historical place of Amman and to get an overview of the city. I am now at the citadel of Amman. Here you can find some ancient ruins, and this is also the highest point of Amman. So from here you will get panoramic views over the city of Amman. The entrance fee is 3 dinar, but if you have the Jordan Pass, you can enter this place for free. The Jordan Pass is something you need to get in advance of your trip. You can buy it online and there are 3 different versions. You can buy the one for 70 dinar, which would be the most economic version, and there are 2 other versions that are a little bit more expensive. The most economic version includes 1 day in Petra, and the other 2 versions include either 2 or even 3 days in Petra. So that is the only difference here. The Jordan Pass waives the visa fee, which usually is 40 dinar, and also it gives you free entrance in a lot of touristic places here in Jordan. This one, for example, if you have the Jordan Pass, you do not have to pay the entrance fee of the citadel of Amman. It also gives you the entrance to Wadi Rum and also Petra, as mentioned before. So it is definitely worth it to get it, unless you booked a guided tour. If you booked a guided tour that includes the entrance of Petra, for example, you may only need to get the visa. It will be more economic to just pay the 40 dinar for the visa and not get the Jordan Pass. But in all other options, the Jordan Pass definitely is something you should get in advance of your trip. The citadel of Amman is one of the best and most symbolic places to visit in Amman. The citadel has been fortified around 1800 BC. Ever since then, it has undergone many reconstructions and eras, as well as the eras of Romans, Byzantine, and Umayyad. The most famous site within the citadel is the Temple of Hercules. It has been attributed to the hero god Hercules due to the discovery of gigantic arms close to the temple. It has been constructed by Romans, and today there are just a few remaining parts of the originally built temple. There are only 2 complete pillars of the temple left that measure about 13 meters in height. This here is the colonnaded street, and therefore basically the main street of the citadel of Amman. You can see here part of the underwater system behind me that flows here diagonally on the street, and here it is a little bit open so we can see inside. This is part of the very intelligently constructed underwater system of this place that ensured water supply for the whole site. When you walk towards the main street of the citadel, you'll find another symbolic building at the end of it. This is the Umayyad Palace that is the best preserved structure of the citadel, and it has been built between the 7th and the 8th century. I found the visit of the citadel very interesting. It is definitely a must-see during your visit of Amman. We are waiting for a taxi, or actually we are waiting for our Uber to come. The best way to get around Amman is with Uber. You can also take one of the yellow taxis, of course, but make sure to pay attention if they turn on the taximeter or insist on turning on the taximeter. And if they say it is broken or something like that, Either take another one or negotiate the price before you get into the taxi. We then made our way to a mosque. This is the biggest one in Amman. You guys, this is the only mosque that you can visit here in Amman as a woman, as a tourist. Apparently it is a little bit easier for men, but here they have a special tourist center. You will get this robe to cover up everything basically, and then you have to pay an entrance fee of 2 dinar, and then you can enter the mosque. It looks super impressive from outside. I'm excited to see it from inside. Being outside of the mosque already was impressive. To get inside, you need to take off your shoes, leave them on the cupboard in front of the mosque, and then you may enter it. The inside is a very impressive hall. It came with a high roof and beautiful light and decorations. At one wall you can see the daily time of the prayer. The call for prayer sounds at every mosque 6 times per day at these specific times. Although being an Arabian country, Jordan is a very diverse country, and especially in Amman there are various religions being lived. Directly in front of this mosque there is, for example, a church. Amman is a city that is diverse and tolerant with religions. If you visit Amman, be prepared for a very crowded and slightly chaotic city. There is lots of traffic, as public transportation in Jordan is not the best and most people have their own cars. There is public transportation, but especially if you are traveling through the country, I'd recommend you to rent a car, which will cost you around 25 to 30 euros per day. The public buses usually do not have a specific schedule and leave whenever they are full. So your time of arrival when taking public transportation will always be kind of unpredictable. Despite all the traffic in the center of Amman, I enjoyed it a lot to walk through the colorful streets. We are now at one of the souks, which is one of the markets here in Amman. Here you can find everything, literally everything, from food over clothes, sweets, anything you need basically. It was fun to explore the markets, and you should definitely put that on your list for your stay in Amman. There is a huge variety of things that you will find here. Alright, it's time for a little lunch break, and I'm going to try the most traditional dish of Jordan, which is mansab. There's a version with chicken, but traditionally it is made with lamb. And it's a dish that comes with rice. Below there is the meat, and then you have a sauce that is made of yogurt, and you put it on top of the rice dish. Alright, the lunch was delicious. It was a lot. They always serve huge portions, but it was very good. And now it's time for dessert. This place is in the heart of Amman, and it is always super crowded, as I have been told. This has been the first of many places where the sweet dish kanafa has been made. It is a very sweet dish that comes with cheese, and you definitely have to try it when being in Jordan. Okay, I said it's time for dessert, and here it is. This is kanafa, and there are a lot of places where you can get it, but there's one that is apparently the most famous one. There's also a super long line. There are a lot of people outside eating this, so it has to be good, right? Okay, it's extremely sweet. This down there is cheese. I have no idea what it is here up there, but it's really good. It is very sweet, but it's delicious. I like it. There is one more place that I recommend you to visit being in Amman, and that is the Roman Theatre. We have already seen it at the beginning of this video from above. It is another impressive historical place in Amman. Here behind me you can now see the Roman Theatre of Amman. This is one of the most famous historical sites here in the city, and it was built in the 2nd century. It is another site that you can enter with a Jordan Pass for free. In this theater fit about 6,000 people, and as always the ranks down there have been the more expensive ones, while the ones up there were the cheaper ranks. But the theater is constructed in a way that the sound comes all the way from down there all the way up to the highest ranks. Make sure to climb the ranks a bit to get an impressive overview over the whole theater. Alright guys, we are back in the car, which means we are going to a different place. I am on my way to Herat, which is an antique Roman city close to Amman. It will take us around 45 minutes to get there. Herat is the best preserved Roman antique city here in the Middle East. Even though Herat is not in Amman anymore, I recommend you to put this ancient city on your list as well when being in Amman. It really isn't far and it is worth the drive. When entering the ancient Roman city of Herat, you will first walk through a beautiful market hall where you can get some handmade souvenirs and other typical things from Jordan. You will then have to pay an entrance fee of 10 dinar, or if you have the Jordan Pass, you can enter for free. Alright you guys, welcome to Herat. Let's explore one of the most important Roman cities here in the Middle East. It has been covered by sand for a very long time until they started the restoration of this place. The entrance is already quite spectacular and I felt excited about what was yet to come. Here in Herat you can explore a lot of archaeological sites from the ancient Roman city, such as this one, which used to be a church in 570, or the hippodrome that is on that side over there. The hippodrome has been used as the site for chariot races. This used to be one of the most popular ancient Greek and Roman sports. Alright guys, this is the hippodrome. This place has been constructed in the 3rd century, and in the 4th century it has been reconstructed into a theater for gladiator fights. This hippodrome is the smallest Roman hippodrome, but also the best preserved hippodrome. We are now here at the Oval Plaza, which is probably one of the most symbolic places here of the ancient city of Herat. This place has been built in the 2nd century, and unfortunately there's apparently something like a festival that is currently going on here in the city of Herat, which is why they have constructed a few things like a scene over there. Here behind me is now the ancient theater. This one is one of 3 theaters here in Herat. This one is the biggest one and it had space for up to 3,000 people. And they used to do theaters here or concerts. And today there is a stage in the theater because the annual festival here in Herat takes place right now. Usually there are like people doing music there, but I think today we will not see that due to the festival. The city was way bigger than I had expected and the views were impressive. There are so many sites to explore, each of them being unique. Here behind me you can now see the temple that has been built as a shrine to Artemis, which is the patron goddess of Herat. This temple has been built in the 2nd century, however it has never been finished. Make sure to get lost in between all of the ruins. For me this was a very unique and impressive experience, and I really enjoyed to discover all of the areas of the ancient city of Herat. This here behind me is the Unveiling, which used to be the main water source here in Herat and also the main fountain. There are other similar fountains, but this one is the biggest one and therefore the main water source of the ancient Roman city. Alright you guys, we are walking towards the exit, which means that this is the end of Herat and also the end of the video for Amman. I highly recommend you to come here to the city. It is very impressive and very interesting. So if you have enough time in Amman, do not miss out on Herat as well. Now I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've got some great impressions of what to do in Amman and also learned a few helpful things if you are planning to come to Jordan. Now, if you still have some open questions, make sure to drop them below in the comment sections and I will answer all of them later on. And also make sure to subscribe to this channel because this was not the last video of Jordan. I am going to show you further places, further must-see places here in Jordan. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to drop me a thumbs up and I really hope to see you in the next one.